Hello, everyone, and welcome to another Match Reaction Show on Football Talk podcast. My name is Ozzy, and I'm your host for today's show. Currently, the quarterfinal draw is happening, so as we begin the show, we'll watch the draw and see who Liverpool are paired in the quarterfinal as we beat Brighton 3-2 today. So so currently Newcastle have been drawn out, and they will be facing Brentford. So first time in 14 years, the quarterfinal draw is full of Premier League teams in the Carabao Cup / League Cup. So interesting to see who Liverpool paired with. So number 2, Southampton have been brought out as the home team, and they'll be facing Liverpool. So that is our next fixture. So that is a good fixture for Liverpool, to say the least. It's an away fixture, so yeah. Probably would have preferred a home one, but I think that's probably the best fixture we could have got. So just going to do a quick rundown of the fixtures that have just been drawn out. So Tottenham will be facing Manchester United. Big game there. Arsenal versus Crystal Palace. Newcastle versus Brentford. And Southampton versus Liverpool. So I'm very pleased with that draw. That is probably the best outcome that we could have had hoped for. So yeah, good start to the show. So yeah, so that is the draw. So drop a comment and let me know what you guys think of the draw. Is it what you wanted, or would you have wanted a stronger team? Drop a comment and let me know what you guys think. But what we'll do now, we'll go back to our normal schedule. We'll do a match review of Brighton versus Liverpool, and then I'll do my player ratings. And this is also a calling show. So if you'd like to come on and have your say, the floor is yours. So yeah, is the link pinned in the chat? Let me double check for you guys if it is. If it's not, please let me know in the comments, and then I'll add the link for you. So let's begin with the review. There we go. I've just posted the comment there, so if anyone wants to join the show later on. Now let's talk about the first half. So decent start to the game. I felt like Liverpool were in control, but didn't produce a number of chances, to be honest. In fact, it was Brighton who had a fantastic opportunity through Tariq Lamptey. The right fullback found himself centrally in a one-on-one situation, which he's probably not familiar with. Had the shot, but fair play to Yaros, who is our third choice goalkeeper. He made a fantastic block to deny the player. Poor defensive play from Robertson, who pretty much kept him onside in that moment. Then OZZWRLD had a chance to open the score sheet himself, but unfortunately he hits it straight at the keeper. Diaz has a free header from the rebound, and he completely misses the target. Poor miss from Diaz with that header. I feel like OZZWRLD should have done a lot better, in my opinion. Didn't really show much conviction in that shot, and that was pretty much the key moments of the first half. The second half, shout out to Sky Sports Plus for making me miss the opening 5 minutes of the second half. For some reason, they had the Manchester United game on the Liverpool channel when they shouldn't have, because United already have a dedicated channel. But I'm not sure if that was the case for everyone else. I was certainly annoyed, but hey, we move on. Adingra has a great opportunity for Brighton to break the deadlock with a close range effort. But Yaros denies him once again with a fantastic save. But it was Liverpool who opened the score sheet, and what a striker it was from Cody Gakpo. I love the run from the left wing. He drives in with the ball with real purpose, creates half a yard, and absolutely smashes it into the top bin. That shot had everything. It had speed, curl, and pizzazz. Moments later, Brighton tried to go into the score sheet themselves with Ferguson as he had a shot but went over the bar. Gruder has a shot from just outside the right side of the box, but unfortunately his shot missed the target. Robertson, for me, poor defending yet again before that, as he got outpaced and cooked by Tarek Lamptey. Speaking of Gruder, Gruder looks very impressive to be honest today. First time watching him play, very quick, very skillful, very agile on the ball. Interesting signing there for Brighton, but Liverpool almost made it 2-0 as they went through on a counter attack. In this situation, it was 3 against 1. Gakpo, Szoboszlai, and Diaz. Gakpo drives the ball on that left channel, lays it off to Szoboszlai. He hits it straight at the keeper, unfortunately, and the chance is gone. At that moment, I was screaming at the screen because I knew that Cody Gakpo was going to be unselfish and lay it off to a teammate. For me, he should not have done that. So slight criticism for Gakpo there. I think he should have been a bit more greedy and just gone for goal himself. But that wasn't the case, unfortunately. What happened was that Szoboszlai ended up shooting straight at the keeper. And yeah, opportunity gone there, unfortunately. But the positive I could take from that moment is that Gakpo learned his lesson. He's through on goal, similar situation, similar position, but this time he decides not to lay it off to Diaz, who was the closest player to him in the central position, and hits a fantastic low shot towards the near post. Great finish from the Dutchman, who was simply on fire today. Trey Nyoni comes off the bench for one of the midfielders, and Salah also came on with him. He gets involved straight away as Nyoni has a shot from outside the box, but just misses the target. Good effort there from the young player. Moments later, Luis Diaz was fouled in the box by a Veltman. Huge penalty shot at that time. But having looking at that, the replay, I didn't think it was, to be fair. It was just a clash between the two players. It would have been a soft one to have conceded, so I don't think it was a penalty, to be honest. Kwanzaa, unfortunately, had a nightmare few minutes. He gives the ball away for Brighton's first goal as Ferguson's shot is saved by Yaros, but then Lingard follows up and scores from close range. For Liverpool, luckily, Diaz scores moments later as he takes advantage of a poor clearance from Brighton inside the box. He cuts in and shoots towards that near post, posting in. Good finish there from the Colombian winger. But then Kwanzaa concedes a bizarre own goal as Lamptey has a shot from outside the box. It goes through Kwanzaa's legs, but hits the back of his heel and goes past Yaros, who was caught flat-footed. So nothing that the goalkeeper could have done with that moment. But overall, decent performance from Liverpool. And despite the scoreline, I actually thought Liverpool were in control for most part of the game. But the game management in the last 10 to 15 minutes was poor, and some individual errors cost us conceding a couple of goals. But the important thing in knockout football is that we're progressing as a team and we're into the quarterfinals. And then just as I mentioned earlier in the show, we have been drawn with Southampton. It's away at St. Mary's Stadium. So that is the draw. So another fixture for us to look forward to. And that is also my match review. So what I'll do now, I will present the team lineup, and then we can go through the predictions ourselves. So let's share the screen with you guys. Here we go. So this is the screen. There you go. Let's make it a little bit bigger so you guys can see. So let's start with Yaros. I actually thought he had a good performance today. In terms of the goals, can't really blame him. The first shot from Ferguson, he parried it away. If you've got to really nitpick, maybe you should have parried it away for a corner kick. But at that stage, you're thinking that's not a bad save. But then Adingra capitalizes and scores from close range. I wouldn't blame the goalkeeper, in my opinion, for that moment there. And the second one, it goes through the Kwanzaa's legs, hits the back of his heel, and then so Yaros is thinking it's coming towards him, but because it made that contact on Kwanzaa's heel, it's gone the other direction. So he's caught flat-footed. Not much he could have done, but he made a lot of saves throughout this game. So I thought he had a very good performance today. So for me, in terms of his rating, I'm going to give him a 7.5. That might seem a bit low, but when you've conceded 2 goals, I have to put that into consideration. So 7.5, I think that's still a good score for Yaros, who made his first start for Liverpool this season. Conor Bradley certainly had a tough evening, to say the least. His first game back after a number of weeks out. And yeah, he didn't have the easiest of fixtures up against Adingra, who is a live wire on that left flank. He also had Mitoma, who was unbeatable, to say the least. He's a wing wizard, let's be honest. So his job was certainly cut out today. But overall, decent performance from Conor Bradley. Got beaten quite a few times by the fullback. Tried to contribute from an attacking point of view. But yeah, it was just a tough game for him to return to. So in terms of his score, I'm going to give him 6 out of 10. Kwanzaa. Where do we begin? Unfortunately, he didn't have a bad start to the game. He was quite composed and assured in possession. I think playing alongside Gomez definitely helped with being alongside an experienced figure. But yeah, second half, those 2 key moments, unfortunately, I can't ignore those. It was really poor. The first moment, gave the ball away, silly position. Should never have done that. And second one, a bit unlucky because he tried to make a block, goes through his legs and still hits the back of the net. So yeah, so it's an ongoing with that effort. But yeah, I'm trying to think how to rate him because I don't want to be too harsh. I felt bad for him as well because after that second goal, he got substituted right away and Konate came on. At the moment, I was thinking, maybe Arnold shouldn't have done that because it's going to really affect his confidence. But then when Konate came on, he was brought into action straight away. So maybe it wasn't a bad move altogether. Kwanzaa, I don't even know what to give him as a score now, to be honest with you. I'll give him 4 out of 10. Let me know if I've been too harsh or too kind, because some of you might even rate that as a bit too high right now. But let me know what you think. Joe Gomez had a decent game. There were a couple of moments where I think he sort of ran with the ball a bit too far ahead of himself. So he got into situations where the touch wasn't great and then he ended up getting closed by 2-3 players. That happened on a couple of occasions. Passing range was good, but he also had a couple of moments where it was a lot of wayward passes. But having said that, it looked really assured in the back line, being one of the experienced players there as well. So I actually thought he had a decent game. I don't think he was that bad today. So for me, he gets a 7 out of 10. Robertson, yeah. Shout out to Steve who was commenting on my live watch along. Most of our conversation was based on Robertson's performances over the last few weeks and this season in general. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. It feels like his not future at the club is questionable, but at the same time, a lot of fans have said that maybe we need to look for long-term success. So I have said that on record that I do feel like that is an area we should address next summer. But I didn't realize the decline will come to this because he's been below par, to say the least. He's been defensively a bit of a liability. And I don't mean to be rude when I say that. He's been awful when it comes to one-on-one situations. And I feel like he's costing us in terms of having that assurance in the backline because he's playing people on side. When he's one on one with players, he's getting outturned and outpaced and cooked, however you want to describe it. It's not working. He's getting outdone by any player. He's getting outdone by Lamptey. I know Lamptey's a quick player, but he ain't the most skillful. He's a right back, and he's not really known for twisting and turning players. But he was doing that to Robertson today. So for me, poor performance from Robertson. The only silver lining was that he made a crucial block when there was a whipped-in cross from the left side, and that could have led to a goal. So that's the only plus point I can see. Overall play was poor. From an attacking point of view, he found himself in positions of the pitch where he didn't know what he was doing, looked a bit clueless, and just wasn't influential at all on that left side. Didn't really contribute defensively or from an attacking point of view. I feel like I sound very harsh, but I'm just saying how I saw it today. I'll give him a 4 as well. I feel like that might be a little bit high, but I'm going to give 4. So drop a comment, let me know what you guys think. Morton had a decent performance. He didn't really shine for me. Like, he kept the ball very neat and tidy. Had a decent game. I can't really fault how he played today. But I want to see a bit more from him when he gets these opportunities because we don't have the bigger squad, especially when it comes to that centre midfield position. So if we've got a couple of injuries or we need to rotate our squad, I need to know that we've got a player who can come in and do a good job. At this stage, I'll be honest with you, I feel like there's still a question mark if he's able to play at the highest level. But we'll find out in the coming weeks. But today, decent performance. No real faults in terms of how he played today. So I'll give him. What should I give him? 5 or 6? I'll give him a 6. I'll give him a 6. Um, Endo, I like the way he performed today. Very aggressive in his play, as always, tenacious in his tackling. So no, solid performance today. I'm sure he might have felt disappointed because he was taken off quite early. I just feel like maybe we just needed a different type of midfielder. That's when Enioni came on. So no, good performance from him. Obviously, in terms of his passing range, there's limitations. There's a moment I remember in the first half where he was attacking through the channel, should have played the through ball right away, but he ended up going for a backward pass. So, that's areas of his games where you can't really expect too much. I'm not saying that in a rude way. He's a defensive midfielder, so his first thought is always to play defensive and be a protection to that back four. So it kind of gets, I would say, influence in terms of how he plays generally. So with his passing, he's going to think defense first more than anything else. So no, I think he had a good performance today. Brought experience in that midfield, which was required with a couple of youngsters in that team. So I'll give him a 7 out of 10. I think he was good today. Luis Diaz had a strange performance. I know he got on the score sheet, so I have to give him the benefit of the doubt in terms of his score rating. But I don't think he was that good today. I feel like he was quite selfish at some phase of his play. And when he's playing on the right side, like he has good movement, so he does come infield and tries to make things happen. But there are a lot of times where he cut in and should have laid it off a pass straight away, but he kept on driving the ball, and then he's in a more central position and he's a bit clueless in terms of what he needs to do because the angle that he's brought himself to, he's not able to execute the right pass, if that makes sense. So yeah, a bit selfish in his sort of general play. The goal, yeah, good finish. I didn't think it was that good, to be honest with you, but maybe I'm seeing it other way. So I'm going to give him a 5 out of 10. Is that a bit harsh, actually? I'll give him a 6 out of 10. 5 I feel that was a bit too low. Jones, for me, had a bit of a quiet game today. Didn't feel like he was involved as much as I would like. And that's the thing. When he plays in his number 10 role, I feel like he needs to be a bit more energetic, show himself a bit more, have a bit more of a presence about him. I feel like he goes missing in games. He's ghosting between the lines, which, you want in a smart way when you're an attacking player in that number 10 role, but not overall. So for me, still has a lot to learn to play to Szoboszlai's level. The only thing missing Szoboszlai's locker right now is that he can't score, he can't shoot right now. So once he gets that going, once he's found his shooting boots, we've got a good player there in our hands. But for Jones, quiet performance from me. So I'm going to give him a 5 out of 10. Gakpo, yeah, he was very, very good today. Very good. He was probably our main attacking outlet in the first half, driving the ball, trying to make things happen. Had a couple of shots. I remember he had a shot in the first half, just went wide. So he definitely showcased his talent today. And the goals, I love the goals that he scored today. The first one, the more you watch it, the more it looks better. It's one of those goals where you really enjoy the way he turned on the left side, cut in, and then bang. Even the distance from where he shot, it wasn't really a clear cut sort of shot. Like it was on the edge of the box, but the angle was really tight. But the way it curled and the way it fizzed into that top bin, fantastic shot. And then I mentioned it earlier on with the counter attack in the second half, 3-on-1. I feel like he needs to add this to his game a little bit, where he needs to be a bit more selfish, a bit more greedy, a bit more direct in his play, because he just needed to hit that shot himself. And I before he even did it, I knew he was going to pass it to Szoboszlai. And Szoboszlai is not the guy to pass to right now because he can't score. So, he left the pitch scoring a second goal, which was a great strike in the bottom corner. But he left the pitch probably thinking, damn, I should have gone on and scored myself, because he would have got himself a hat trick. So, but no, despite that, I thought he had a very, very good performance today. So for his rating, I'm going to give him an 8.5. It would have been 9. So I'm being a bit harsh because of that counter attack that he should have passed it. But for me, he was very, very good today. So Szoboszlai playing in a false 9 role. It didn't feel like a false 9 role to me. It felt like he was playing his usual role, but we just didn't have a focal point up top. That was the difference today. So Gakpo was involved a lot more in the channels, and Diaz would come in a little bit more. So helped in terms of more of the interchanging attacking sense. And then Jones would come a bit more further up, so it ends up feeling like it's a 4-4-2 at times. But Szoboszlai, the first shot he had in the first half, for me, just lacked conviction. Didn't really believe that he would score. It was close range, hit it straight at the keeper. In those situations, you need to smash it into the corner. And then the last one, Cody Gakpo, he had plenty of time. Not the best first touch, but he still should have scored for me, in my opinion. So, not a great performance from Szoboszlai. So for me, I'll give him a 5 out of 10 as well. And that is my player ratings for the first team. As you can tell, there's only one man that is what do you call it? Man of the match, and that is Cody Gakpo. So that is the ratings here. So what I'll do now, I'll also add some of the substitutes that came on. So I'm just trying to remember who came on for who. So McAllister. Why have I got Morton here? Yes, Morton came off for McAllister. There we go. And then we also have Trenioni coming on for Endo. So take him off and put Trey there. Oh, I'm not sure. He is there. Fantastic. I wasn't sure if he'll be in the game, but he is there in the game on this website. And then Mohamed Salah off for Cody Gakpo. Cody Gakpo wanted to stay on, obviously try and get his hat trick, but wasn't able to do so. And then we also have Darwin Núñez come on for Szoboszlai. And then, unfortunately, Konate was brought on for Quansah, who was having a bit of a torrid time in the latter stages of the game. So Konate is on as well. So let's quickly go through the team. Let me put them in their correct position. So swap these two. There we go. Salah there. And yeah, that should pretty much do it. So who should we start with? McAllister came on. Yeah, I'm really trying my best to remember what they contributed in the second half because I felt like they pretty much just came in and kept it at bay, but they didn't really have any sort of input to the outcome of the game, in my opinion. Yeah, McAllister showed some good passing range. Um, but yeah, I'll have to give him an average rating. I'll just have to give him a 6 out of 10. I don't think he really stood out for me. Trey, on the other hand, I felt like was a bit better. She produced a couple of good passes. One I remember from the right side, fizzed it in towards Nunes. Nunes couldn't control the ball, ended up going for Diaz, and Diaz had an effort towards goal. Also had a shot himself, which was good. So I liked Trey's performance when he came on. So I'll give him a 6.5 out of 10. Um, Salah was quiet. I don't really see Salah get involved at all in this game. So I'll just give him an average rating of 6 out of 10 as well. Uh, Darwin Nunes was anonymous. I just remember that one run he made on that left channel, and then he was just going in a headless way, tunnel vision, not looking around whatsoever. And then before you know it, the ball's gone out of play. So I'll give him a 5 out of 10. I don't think he really had any impact in the team. And you would have expected him to have had an impact because he had a focal point at that stage. We didn't have one before, but he didn't really show it for me. So give him a 5 out of 10 there. And Kanate, look, he only came on for about 10 minutes, but he was asked to make quite a few blocks. So despite number of minutes, I'm still going to give him a 6 out of 10. So that is the player ratings. I'm just going to go through some of the comments. Big up to everyone with the comments. Dad says, big up Aussie. Hope all is well today and good win. Big up, Dad, as always. Yes, good. Thank you. I hope you're doing well as well, Dad. And then Emirali, big up to you, Emirali. He said, Aussie, did you hear what Pep said in the post-match press conference? I have not checked, to be honest with you. After the game, I was just getting the stream ready here, and then I watched the draw, so I haven't seen any post-match interviews. So I'll definitely have to catch up on it. He said, Pep has confirmed 5 months that Man City were hungover at the FA Cup final. Okay, that's a weird comment to say. So is that his excuse for their defeat today? Yeah, he's funny. Liverpool got Southampton away. Yep, I'm happy with that draw. I think that's a fantastic draw for the Reds. The best one we could have had, easiest one. No disrespect to Southampton. So yeah, I'm pleased with that one. That will definitely allow us to progress. And look, maybe another route to the final. Who knows? Spurs United, that's a big one. Of course it is. Newcastle was Brentford, Arsenal, Palace, and then yeah, big fixture said. Drunk big up yourself, bro. He says Mac didn't do much. That's what I'm trying to think. I feel like I was just losing the plot there. I don't remember him doing much. I remember him falling to ground after getting fouled by someone, but other than that, yeah, he wasn't involved much, to be fair. So yeah, he just had one of those games, I guess. And Drunk says, I hope Mac does something on the weekend. Yeah, it's going to be an interesting selection. Does he start or is he a player on the bench? For the last fixture against Arsenal, I actually wanted Jones to start ahead of him because I just feel like McAllister just seems to have lost a bit of steam in his play. And today he just lacked energy, even coming on as a substitute. So we do have to manage McAllister. I don't want him to get all burnt out. He has picked up a couple of injuries so far this season, especially in recent weeks after international duty. So it's very important that we don't overuse him too much. Okay, I realized yesterday we have another international break, so that's not great news for Liverpool, as we've got a lot of South Americans that travel all over the world to play their fixtures. So hopefully he's okay and he's able to keep fit, but we'll have to manage his minutes very, very wisely up in the upcoming fixtures. And then Daz, so he's giving me his score rating now. So let's see how it's aligned to mine. So he's giving Yarrow 7.5. That's the same score as mine. Bradley 6.5. I've given him 6. Did I give him 6? Yeah, 6. Yeah. Kwanzaa 4. Gomez 7, Robertson 3.5, Mawson 6, Endo 7.5, Lucho 6.5, John 5.5, and Cody 8.5, Dom 5.5, McAllister 6.5, Newman 6.5, Mo 6, Darwin 5, Ibu 6. So very similar ratings to me, Dad. So yeah, big up yourself. Um, yeah, slight here and there, but yeah, we're on the same wavelength in terms of what we thought of the team today. And then Dad said, when does VAR come in the League Cup? I believe it comes in from the quarterfinals, but do not quote me on that because I do remember the commentator mentioning. I think it's from the next round, where all of the teams will have VAR. So hopefully that will help us. Then again, VAR isn't always our best friend, so we'll see. But as long as we do well, especially in our next fixture against Southampton in the Carabao Cup, I'm very confident that we'll progress into the further rounds and hopefully we can find ourselves in the final. So that would be a great statement for our new coach to, get into his first final in his first year. And yeah, hopefully good things come to our season later on. And obviously we're in the FA Cup when we start playing those fixtures, we're in the Champions League. So still in all cup competitions and long may that continue. So yeah, Liverpool on the right route right now, climbing up. So yeah, they're doing really well. So that is it for today, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you to Daz, Amirali, John Vigo for your comments. Appreciate your engagement as always, guys. If you haven't already, please don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. In terms of upcoming content, I will be doing a match preview of Liverpool versus Brighton. So that will be taking place tomorrow evening around 8 p.m. It'll be a bit of an earlier show. So make sure to tune in. Hit that notification bell so you're reminded. I know I normally do late shows, but I have to do it slightly early tomorrow. So yeah, feel free to tune in and yeah, get involved in the comments as well. Let me know what you think in terms of the lineups that we're predicting and what you think will happen in this fixture because it'll be deja vu, same old position, but this time we'll be playing at Anfield. So hopefully home advantage will play to our hands and it'll be a different team for sure. I don't think it'll be the same team that plays today. So yeah, hopefully we get the 3 points and continue to climb up that table. So that is it for today, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. Take care, stay safe, and I hope to speak with you all very, very soon. Goodbye.